Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're gonna... No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so I decided to make this video because there are so many people telling you what you should do to change your life for the better, but nobody tells you how exactly and how you should do it so you actually understand it. So I decided to share what I've learned throughout my life for now and how our brain actually works to actually make a change. And I hope it helps for just a little bit. So let's get to it. We all live on the same planet, but each one of us lives in their own world. We don't see things the same way as other people see it. You see it differently, I see it differently, everybody has their own perspective. So each one of us, when we wake up, we have different morning routine, we have different goals, we're in different mood. So each one of us is different. So basically we're all living in our own world. And we fail to realize that that world isn't permanent. It keeps switching constantly. So as you're a child, you're living in your own world. You have your own rules. You feel certain stuff differently. So you as a child, you wouldn't understand yourself now, obviously, because you're in a different world, in a different mindset, basically. And some people progress over time. Their worlds become better. They enjoy life more. But some people feel like they're going in hell slowly. And the change happens so slowly that they don't realize it until it's too late, until they are actually in hell. And some people live their life to the fullest, so they enjoy their life. They are like in heaven. Why is that? Why do each one of us see things differently? Same object, same person, differently. It's because of our beliefs. One person might be very kind and very likable by many people, but some people will still hate that person. Why is that? Because they don't trust that person. They've been through something in life that doesn't allow them to really trust that person. Maybe they were betrayed. Anyway, so we live and we see world based off our beliefs. So if you feel like you're depressed, you are, because you believe it. You believe that everything around you that's happening is bad, that something terrible is happening to you. You might have a wonderful world from objective point of view, but you might feel like your life is trash. That's why some millionaires are depressed. Actually, many millionaires, because they have everything. They don't have anything to live for. So they eventually they think their life is trash. So basically they become depressed and they believe that they're depressed, so they're putting the depression on the pedestal. They keep telling other people, oh yeah, I'm depressed, I can't do this. They're making excuses for not doing something they should do to feel better because they are depressed. Maybe they are. I'm not saying that depression isn't real, but it's real if you really believe that you're depressed. Think of people that are happy. Do they think they're depressed? No. Do they think that every day they wake up that an amazing day is ahead of them? Yes, they do believe that. They actually see the world through a different perspective. They see the world as a good place. So basically, if you're making the depression your God, it will be your God. You might not be religious, but you do have certain beliefs. And if you believe that the world is trash, it will be trash in your own eyes. But other people will not see it. Some will see it as a good place. So at the end of the day, those happy people, they follow their goals. They want to do something and it's fun for them and they do achieve those goals. If you're depressed, you're probably just making goals and not doing them. And then you think of it and you're like, yeah, but I'm not doing anything special in my life. I'm just surviving through a life, and it becomes boring and it sucks. And we all have different reasons for it, but if you don't acknowledge this, you will just end up surviving through your life. So basically, if you think your life sucks, you're just running in circles, you're making plans which you don't believe will happen, and at the end of the day, the life just keeps staying the same. So how are you going to break out of that circle and start living your life finally? First of all, you have to realize that to switch up worlds completely, it happens very slowly. So be patient. But it won't be even a problem to be patient, because once you start the process, the journey becomes fun. So there are actually only two ways to really step out of that circle and start with changes. The first one is to think or write, draw, anything you want to, a certain goal you have in mind. So, for example, if you want to be rich, write how you want to make money, how much money you want to make, what you want your house to look like. Be as specific as possible. For example, you write everything down. Write it in as much detail and be as specific as possible, so you know how it all goes exactly. And then make plans, what you have to do each day to achieve those goals. So write your long-term goals and your everyday goals to achieve those long-term goals. So make baby steps and follow them, so you make a big step eventually. And if you don't know what you really like doing, think of what you like doing as a child. If you think closely enough, you realize that children actually like to do everything. They like to explore things, they like to learn new stuff. We all actually can be very creative. We all actually like to learn new stuff, but we get laughed at school for it. We don't like to make mistakes. It's wrong to make a mistake, so we don't learn anything new. So you have to acknowledge that. Just drop that ego off, and you will see that it's actually fun to learn new stuff. And once you get good at it, you will get the motivation to improve and improve and improve, and it will become fun because you will actually be good at it. So why don't we do things that make us happy? We all have different kinds of fears and trauma, but the difference between happy and sad people is that happy people acknowledge their fears, their negative emotions, while sad people see the monster in their backyards and they see that it's after them. And they run into their house, the monster just goes after them, and they lock themselves in their room. Basically, they corner themselves in their room, in their house, and they have nowhere to go. But what they don't realize is that the monster is there just to talk. And when you realize that, you can finally invite it to a cup of coffee and have a chat with them, because they have a lot to tell you. And then the second option to improve in your life, instead of visualizing the progress you want to make, you actually just write down your goals and get to work. So you just do things that you think make you happy. So you follow your goals. Prove yourself that you could be useful if you really wanted to. Prove it multiple times. It's just like with working out. Show up once and see no difference. Show up multiple times per week for years and see a different person. When you prove to yourself how good you are, and you have visual evidence inside your brain that you can do something if you really put your mind to, you will believe in yourself. There's no way you don't believe in yourself if you know that you've done already what you needed to do. I think mixing up both things is the best idea. So you write down what you really want to achieve, write down how you want your future to look like, and really go into as much detail as possible. And do it every single day. These thoughts must rewrite themselves in your subconscious mind. That's why it doesn't happen overnight. If you write it once, you won't follow those dreams. If you write it multiple times for around 15 minutes per day, it's not much. You can spend that time on TikTok and not even realize it. So spend those 15 minutes per day visualizing your future, and leave your phone behind. Don't run away from negative thoughts. You can actually write whatever is bothering you. So write everything down. Be as specific as possible, and then start following those steps. Remember, how many times have you been laughed at? How many times has someone not believed in you, even your family members? How many times have you not believed in yourself? How many times have you been laughing at yourself? And even if it was a joke, maybe you said how dumb you were, but it all writes into your subconscious mind. If you keep telling yourself how dumb you are for 10 years, you will actually believe that you're dumb. And it's not some bro science. It's not that I believe that if you think of something, it will just magically appear. No. But our brain is wired this way. If you see something lots of times, you will believe it. That's why watching the news is bad for you. You constantly keep reminding yourself that the world is just the bad place. So leave the news alone, leave those media channels, everything alone, and just focus on yourself. So say your name out loud right now. Say your name. That name is the name of a little kid that lives inside your subconscious mind. And if you keep telling yourself how stupid you are and how useless you are, you're basically telling that child how useless he is. And if you want to raise a child, are you going to tell it how stupid it is, or are you going to give it space to explore the world, to be its authentic self, and are you going to encourage it to achieve its goals, to follow its goals? Of course, that's the best option, and you should do that for yourself too. That same kid is actually living inside you, so why not respect it and let it just be its authentic self? And you see, as we were growing up, our parents often neglected our opinions, the teachers neglected our opinions, and they only had one truth, and it's what they said. Is you as a child, as a kid, told something, although it was true, and they said, no, it's not true because it's not my way. It really took a toll on your mental health, of course. You didn't believe that your answers are right. That's why we generally don't believe in ourselves. As you can see clearly now, the world you're living in right now was created by other people. Other people were always making sure you live by their rules, society, parents, teachers, everybody. And it's time to leave that shitty world behind and move to the new world, your own one. Because you deserve it, and I know you can do it.